Okay. Well, I didn't know we'd just walk up to it, but here we go. You've come so far, Link. I'm glad you made it. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home, to the distant past. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the Demon King known as Demise have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about that war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appear to be all too real. I think it's time you learn the whole story. Let me try to explain. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They called it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky. On a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time, it came to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess Hylia succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in a battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised two separate plans and set them both into motion. Can he not believe this, or can he just not believe that he's finally seeing Zelda? And she seems so calm. First, she created Fi. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to the body of a mortal. She made the sacrifice, as you've likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by old gods could one day be used. For a while, the supreme power of the Triforce was created by gods. All its power can never be wielded. Knowing that this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers in her immortal form. You've probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Link? You are the chosen hero, and I, Zelda. I am the goddess reborn as immortal. Wow. Well, I knew I was the chosen hero all along, but Zelda's the goddess. The day of the ceremony, Girahim's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by an old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. So, all this time, Zelda was never actually in trouble. She was in near trouble twice. She was in trouble when she first looked like she was going to get captured, but she was actually fine. And then, of course, we saw what happened the second time was when in the other gate of time, in the desert. I have no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me remember who I was and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of Demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. But even in his hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do as he desires. So Demise is he's the guy we've fought twice, but that's not his true form. And even in this form, he's powerful, but in his true form, he's even more powerful, so... This is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best I can. As long as I continue this vision, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that Hylia, rather that I created so long ago, to keep it strong for as I am able. So we finally found Zelda, and she's staying here. If she's staying here, we're not going to get her back. after all this time, you're not going to get her back. And I think that, you know that that's going to happen. I know I've been reading the text so far, but I should probably still be doing that. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into his prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Link. During your long journey, you've grown so much. You earned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gained power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. By overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you found true courage. Now that those qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power that old gods left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. So there we go. Yes, please let me do it. Touch me. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Along your travels, you have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. So yes, here we go. We're going to get it now. Yep. So, I was angry. I was angry that, I knew this was the way it had to be, but, when I first saw Zelda, I didn't like her that much, obviously, because, I didn't really like the way she was in this game. But, this is it. Yes. So this is the true Master Sword. And now we can do the... Well, we can save the world, but we can also do the thing. Link, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see the mark of the Triforce on your hand. It's a symbol of the greatest power in this world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, you will have the power to vanquish demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in this world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. So we're not getting Zelda back. I'm still, and you're still bent on that. You can't listen to any of this, because you should be angry. You grow to like Zelda, even if you think she looks ugly at first. You grow to like her, and I love the way she looks now. Because she's not supposed to be like she is in Twilight Princess. She's supposed to be more, childlike, and it's a story of her maturing. To face demise and give the land hope, the goddess Hylia needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Link. But spirit wasn't enough. And she's saying this as Link feels like his spirit's about to be broken right now. And you can tell that she's still getting used to it. I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger, even without a moment's doubt. I used you. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all this, Link. But you have to understand this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs into a balance. So when she said I was too late, was that all an act? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Either way, it's alright. We had fun in all those places. All that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holders that will remain here in this time, deep and sweet for thousands of years. Now, I love sleeping, but for thousands of years? I can't imagine that. So it's true. Link, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you and Skyward. I wanted that feeling to last forever. Well, I want that to come back. No, no. Well, it's true that I'm still Hylia Reborn. I'm still my father's daughter and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. You said I had an unbreakable spirit, and I'm not so sure about that. I'm gonna ask you a favor, sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all this is over, will you come to wake me up? I will. Can't forget your promise, though. You can't do something... You can't forget, forgetting a little promise after you do something really big. You can't do that. You can't forget that. Because you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of holes. Because of the whole, the whole pig thing. And he never carried the woman back up the mountain, if you remember that. So he broke his promise, and then he was cursed. So, Link looks like I did after the second time I played Skyward Sword at Best Buy. How can I do anything else now? How can I just go back to doing side quests, smashing pots or whatever after that? How can I do that? I mean, it's not exactly Hinawa, but it's still a pretty big moment, and just, yeah. That was that. Cutscene wasn't as long as I thought. We can do something else, but maybe just... I think that to keep the spirit, we should end the video, or at least after we talk to everyone else. See, you said goodbye. So you knew I was going to be saying goodbye, and you let her tell me yourself. Okay. I must keep the promise I made to her. You must find the Triforce. Do not fear for Zelda, I will watch you over here, so go down and fulfill your destiny. Well, how am I supposed to do this? All this time I'll be thinking about Zelda. I wonder if this is... Never mind. That's a controversial topic. It's actually not a controversial topic at all, what I'm thinking of. It's just a topic that I have a controversial view on. So do I have to hit it? No, I go in the other way. Oh. Gosh. Well, what I was gonna say is, I wonder that's what people in the military are thinking, like, when they, when they go back to are they thinking about their job, or are they just thinking about going back to their family? And that, so you've returned. Then you know everything. On the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended in sleep without a... How do you know? Do not despair, for she is alive and well. True to legend, the Triforce is one thing with power to vanquish demise. It is thought to have been hidden within Skyward by the goddess. Why am I whispering? The key to finding the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Link, there's something I gotta tell you. We were trying to tell us something before. So Zelda, how's she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her? I can't lie. That's terrible. It's gotta be so hard for the poor girl. But you're gonna do something about this mess, right? I mean, she didn't even seem like she was that bad, but like, it's us. It's like, I don't know. I can't really imagine staying in one place for a while. Like Zelda, at least she's sleeping, and she probably, to her, it'll probably be like 1 second till the end of the game. It's just like, I don't know. It's not so bad here. Living up in the sky is okay, I guess. But I don't just love the way it smells down here. What? That's not weird to say. Check it out. Zelda and Granny brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into one beast of a tree in soil like this. It'd brighten this place up a little too. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say out loud, but that's just how I feel right now. Wish I could say the same. So yeah, when you get back to Skywalk, do me a favor and let people know I'm doing okay there. Colin and Stritch might get a little emotional because I think Stritch is already, Colin, for some reason I've been getting them confused, is already past that. So, right now I don't feel like I can do anything else. I mean, how can you just go and do some side quests? I guess we could go back to Skyward and progress the plot, but I think that on its own can be a pretty good video. So in the next one, we will progress with the plot and see what we have to do.